Hey, Kayce.
Hi, Brandon. I missed seeing your face in person.
You look nice today.
No, I know what
Are
you're
you
gonna. I know what you're gonna do here. Go ahead, do your bit. Do
are
your
you
bit,
fighting Apollo? Are you fighting Apollo Creed this weekend?
Brandon. I am wearing a hoodie, an oversized hoodie, and a beanie, and you're acting as if you've never seen something like this. I don't know if you know this. It's snowing outside, but you're on vacation in a tropical climate, so you don't know that.
I'm in New Jersey. I'm
Yeah,
at my
so you
house.
say. So you say.
I was in Detroit. I will be back at the office on Friday. But today I'm not there.
Well, it's snowing outside, so yes, I am wearing more comfortable, warm clothing than normal. But I have to say, I don't think that wearing a beanie and an oversized hoodie is some just radical thing. I know that you're used to seeing me wear crop tops, but I'm allowed to be warm.
I have a bigger problem with what you guys are wearing. A couple of months ago, I just asked you, Kayce, to do a little photo in a Mississippi State shirt, and you acted like I tried to kill somebody. But here goes Katie just sitting there in front of God and everybody wearing a Texas A&M shirt.
Let me pour a lot of vinegar
You
on your
guys,
argument. Let me shoot some holes into that argument, Brandon. One, you asked me to wear a Mississippi State shirt before A&M and Mississippi State, who play not only in the same conference, who play in the same division, had played each other. So that would be a direct conflict of interest because they hadn't played each other. One, two. Katie got this shirt from the Texas A&M football equipment team when we were in Starkville because she was rooting for A&M, so she didn't have to drive 18 hours home. I know you had to do that. And third, A&M and North Carolina aren't in the same conference. It's completely different. It's like when you wear Oregon stuff. Would you wear Ole Miss stuff?
they just played. Katie, they just beat you like a month ago.
I know. I mean, I wasn't. All honesty, I wasn't planning on taking off my sweatshirt today.
But it's hot.
Yeah,
It's
this week
hot
is
in
very
here
hot.
because it's snowing outside. But to A&M and Mississippi State, like you wouldn't wear Alabama gear. You wouldn't wear any SEC West gear before you guys had played each other. It's not even close to the same argument.
Yeah, I would. I wouldn't wear Ole Miss gear. You're right about that. But I would wear for a funny shoot or something. I would wear all. I would wear anything.
It
You
wasn't
know me.
it
I'll,
wasn't
I'll
for
wear
it
anything.
wasn't for a funny shoot. You wanted me to sell your Mike Leach shirts.
Yeah, no, I want you to help me. Yeah, I wanted you to sell my Mike Leach shirts.
Which
That makes sense, doesn't it?
which I would have done had you made that part of the bet if A&M lost the game, but they didn't.
Yeah, but no, so you wouldn't have done it.
No, I would have done it. I would have done it as part of a bet. I wouldn't have done it before they played each other. That would make no sense.
Okay, this is fucking stupid. All right, let's do the show.
Okay.
Hi, it is Unnecessary Roughness, Barstool's college football podcast, brought to you by High Noon Hard Seltzer. I see it there on the table. The ladies are. Katie has taken my seat. She's just sitting there like she owns it. I'm scared when I go back, I'm not going to have a seat.
Wally pipped,
But
baby.
it looks like I am looking at the peach, but it could be the grapefruit.
It's
I am looking
pineapple.
from afar.
It's
I
pineapple.
love the pineapple. Brandon loves the
Brandon
pineapple.
does love the pineapple. Yeah, no, you are at home today, so this video may look a little strange because we now are YouTube stars. If you didn't know that, we are YouTube stars. You can go subscribe to our YouTube channel. But you know what? We're gonna power through, Brandon. That's what we do here on Unnecessary Roughness. First day, we're dropping it on a Wednesday too.
Well, I mean, we've powered through worse before. We've had to Zoom before. We've done it in Miami. We've done it in Starkville. We've done it all over the place, Kayce.
Yes, I
I
know,
wish I
but
hadn't said it like that.
yeah, no, that sounded really bad. But we did do it on a patio in Miami overlooking the beach. Yeah,
We did. It was so nice.
it was nice. There was a camera guy there
Katie,
too.
yeah, he was there too. Katie, you weren't there for that. Neither were you, Jack. Maybe next time we do it, you guys can be there too.
Did you make money off of it?
So,
That's a good question.
well, she gets a paycheck.
Off the video.
So yeah.
She's making a porn joke. Amateur porn.
I know. Only fans of this podcast will get that joke.
I liked that.
Oh,
I liked that one.
oh,
I liked that one a lot.
well,
Yeah, I just don't know where,
well.
I'm going to be honest, I don't know where to look. Like, I don't know if I'm supposed to look at you because then when it's up here, it's going to look really weird. Are you showing me your boobs?
No, I'm flexing.
So basically, this is what I'm feeling like because I know I'm looking at you here, but when this airs on YouTube, you're going to be right here. So we're going to look clownish, but that's what we're going to do.
Okay. All right. Oh, here we go. Oh, yep. All right. So let's do a podcast. It's college football. It is the off season. Here's what I got planned for today. We're bringing back random players as Kayce takes a big swig of champagne.
It's not. It's sparkling water, but go ahead.
Are you trying to get cleaner? Because usually it's a coffee or it's a something. Now you're going with the sparkling water today.
I'm going to be honest. I feel like I've been shamed out of asking for coffees on this podcast because I didn't know that the person that was getting me coffee was paying out of pocket for my coffees. So I'm just, I'm not drinking right now because of the Woo Bad deal. So I am just drinking a San Pellegrino, no free ads, that I found in the office.
Can I point something out?
Yes.
This podcast has 4 people: Kayce Smith, Katie Stats, Jack, and myself.
Yes.
And the only one that shamed you over that was you.
No, I didn't. How would I have even known?
Yeah, we
But none of
didn't
us
shame
mentioned
you.
it at all.
Oh, so it's self-shame.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah,
Well, I felt bad. I felt bad that Owen was paying for them out of his pocket. Then I found out he has a coffee fund, so then I didn't feel as bad. I would actually love an iced coffee right now, but I'm not going to ask for one. I'm just going to power through without caffeine because that's the kind of team player that I am.
I feel like you just asked for one. I feel like Jack's texting Owen right now.
No, he's not.
I am not.
No, I'm never asking Owen for a coffee
We
again.
should. We can restart this whole thing. We have new interns now, and we can do it in a way where you pay every time, and then they go.
We can give them a coffee fund.
Yeah, we can.
Okay, I will
you
start
could
giving a
even-
coffee fund.
You can even say, "Hey, if you want something, grab yourself something," which
Oh,
I'm
I'd
sure
love to
you
do that.
would.
Yeah. I've done that in the past.
So
okay, we'll start that then.
we'll start that then. That's the new way, the new wave. We could even do it right now. I could text somebody for you.
No, I don't. I'd like to talk to them first because I don't
Okay.
want to be a coffee demander. I don't want to be a dictator. But I will say that at some point, depending on how long this podcast goes, I might need. Jack normally takes a pee break. I might need to go get coffee in the break room because I'm very tired.
I can't believe that guy sent a picture of his dick.
Oh my God! By the way, Brandon, you sparked a very funny debate in the office, obviously, but also in my DMs because I did go pay attention to what the DM said afterwards. People are very concerned that that's an iPad and that he actually had a much bigger piece than you gave him credit for.
I thought about that afterwards.
Yeah.
But it's just not wide. It's not wide enough to be an iPad.
It's not.
So then the next thing that I got was that people wanted to know why he still had a home button because those have been long gone, that they're very old generation iPhones and iPads. I was like, oh, so now we're phone shaming.
Owen was so poor from all the coffees that he bought you.
Don't
he
see?
didn't,
Shame.
He didn't,
Shame.
He
See?
didn't have.
See?
He didn't have an iPhone without a home button until 2021.
Are you saying that Owen's the one who sent me that photo?
No.
Okay.
He has a girlfriend.
Well,
Long-term
wait,
girlfriend.
Jack, you can't rule that out though. For just being honest.
I think we saw the name.
Yeah,
did a lot.
it was a real person with a real page. So
The
that's tough.
photo looked like a photo you would take for a LinkedIn one. Katie Hayes.
I think that's an iPad.
Imagine having a LinkedIn for your penis.
I can maybe an iPad mini.
Can you turn
I'm
it
gonna be
around,
honest, that's
too?
one of
Maybe
my-
iPad Mini, yeah.
That's one of my favorite pictures of me. I'll be honest.
I gotta.
It's one of my favorite photos of myself.
Sorry. Whenever I see that photo now, I'm not gonna think of you.
You're gonna think of the penis next to it.
Yep.
People that are listening to this episode that didn't listen to last episode are gonna be very confused.
Last episode,
All right. So,
you can go back and rewatch.
I mean,
literally
rewatch it.
Yeah.
Rewatch it. Brandon, the way you said yesterday on the last episode, I know you're frustrated right now, but don't forget people can see you. I made it my ringtone when you call me.
really?
Yeah.
Turn your phone up.
No, I didn't. But I'm thinking about doing it.
Okay.
You know what you just
Dude,
did?
hold on.
You know what you just did? You're like the guy at the bar that's like, let me give you my number, and they're like, call me right now, so I can see that you're actually giving me your real number. Like, fuck, there's no way I can get away with this. That's what you just did. You called my bluff.
All right. On this episode, we have unnecessary roughness correspondent Big T out in Teterboro, New Jersey, in the snow, like a moron, like an idiot, breathlessly awaiting the next move of private planes that could be coming from Knoxville and State College. My God, Tennessee fans are an endless source of entertainment. We'll get to that. We will have the return of random players today. Everybody got their 3 random players?
Yes.
Katie,
I just
you
did them
mentioned
off the top of my head
players.
just now.
I have a few, but I'll go last. I'll pick up some scraps.
I
Jack,
had to
did you
explain to her
player?
what it was.
I could talk about random players at any second.
We did that for a long time last offseason.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, and the return of the 2-minute drill. I have 7 questions I have written out of my brain for Kayce, Katie, and Jack.
I love it, Brandon.
Let's go.
And Katie is now, we're just debuting a segment on the show called Katie Reads the College Football News. Go, Katie.
There really isn't any.
Just read what you
There's
have.
so many.
Okay,
so
major.
much.
We just Larry Scott out as a Pac-12 commissioner. Tennessee has a new.
Okay, stop right there. Larry Scott was an idiot.
Yes, he was.
Hey, he had that.
Go ahead, Jack.
He had that great idea of playing Pac-12 games at 9 in the morning.
Imagine being a college athlete and having to get up at 4.
Well, okay, when you're not used to it for a game.
Yes. When you're
Yeah,
not used to it anymore.
don't let
No.
Katie
No,
going
no.
on her rowing days.
Well, no. I understand what she's saying. Like 2-a-days, and stuff. You have to get up super early, but not for a game.
You know, like some sports, rowing, yes, 4 a.m. That's not the point I'm trying to make. It just for football, 4 a.m. is ridiculous.
Jack, don't you shame her rowing.
it
Brandon,
was more
Brandon,
rowing, all rowers.
What are you
not her.
doing?
We can shame that.
Brandon's taking a massive sip of lean.
AKA sweet tea.
AKA whiskey.
That is.
Okay, sweet tea. All right.
It's got that scissor.
Larry Scott was a bad. Kayce, are you having a good day?
Yeah, why?
Are you mad that I'm on vacation?
No, I'm not mad. You want to know what I'm mad about?
Yes.
The fact that in normal years we would be only a few days away from going on our week-long Super Bowl trip and we can't go. Understandably why. But that's my favorite week every year when we get to go spend the whole week of wherever the Super Bowl is. And the Super Bowl just happens to be in a warmer climate in Tampa Bay where the love of my life is also going to be playing in Tampa Bay. So I'm a little salty that we can't go this year, but I understand why. Safety first.
So which member of the Tampa Bay Rays is the love of your life?
Ha ha ha.
Well, you're really on one today, aren't you?
Well, you're not here, so can't do anything about it.
I'm on vacation.
From your problems.
So, Katie, more news, please.
I mean, that's it. You can say like LSU has a new DC. It's the Vikings DB coach.
Well, it was pretty interesting that they tried to get another DC and Sean Payton blocked it.
Yep. I tell you what, Mississippi State has a DC that's one of the best DCs in the country, and he interviewed with like Texas and LSU, and everybody said he was leaving. He ain't gone nowhere yet, so I'm very, very happy about that. The Colts DB's coach, see, that seems like a step down for
Vikings.
LSU. Now, he might be a great young Vikings, excuse me. Colts and Vikings are the same thing. The Vikings are the Colts of the NFC. Everybody knows it.
Luke McCaffrey is transferring. I'll take over this segment. Luke McCaffrey is transferring from Nebraska. That was Nebraska's had a weird the Scott Frost thing has really turned into not the greatest of homecomings.
No, it has the cheese is slidden off the cracker very quick there. Slidden's not a word at all. But the cheese has gone off the cracker very quick there, and I don't know how he gets it back. Like he came in with such high hopes off the national championship at UCF, and Nebraska and Tennessee fans, they're basically the same fan base. I think you have 3-4 years to show promise, and then they're going to turn on you completely. I guess that's everywhere now, but Nebraska, Scott Frost is getting the hometown bump where he's not getting as hated as Jeremy Pruitt was, but I think if he stays in mediocrity this year, it's probably his last year.
Well, and he had so much hype going into the 2020 season too, because he was one of the coaches in the Big Ten that really wanted to play and was talking about wanting to play out of conference and was saying they would go to, where did he say they would go? Like some random country.
Oh yeah, Asbergstan, I think that.
That's not a place.
Yeah, it is Asbergstan.
Uzbekistan, Azerbaijan.
I don't know, but he had so much hype, like, oh look, Scott Frost, the football guy, and then it just did not work out. Did not. Remember when Adrian Martinez was a Heisman Trophy?
I think he's still there.
The thing that he inherited at Nebraska was an offense that everybody thought was good, and that freshman quarterback, I guess he didn't inherit him, he got him, but he had that great first year, and then he's been just bad ever since. I hope Nebraska comes back soon. They're not as obnoxious as like Tennessee fans about being back. So, give them a year. Let them come back. Give Nebraska a nice 11-1 season. Let's see what happens.
Let's also, we don't have to fully transition to Tennessee yet, But we talked about UCF, Danny White. There was that very interesting situation where Mike Stoops thought he was leaving Alabama
I saw that.
to be the Texas defensive coordinator, and he literally told Nick Saban that he was leaving to go to Austin to go house hunting. And then he woke up in the morning, and as he was about to board the plane, they just said, "Oh no, the offer's off the table."
Yikes.
Man,
That's a tough.
That's tough.
And that's Sarkisian. That's somebody he was working with already.
Exactly. Yep. And then of course this is Mike Stoops, the Mike Stoops that was ran out of town of Oklahoma for having being an awful defensive coordinator, and of course like his that's his brother, right? Bob Stoops.
Do you see that Alabama's coaching rehabilitation program has now taken on 2 former NFL quarterbacks just to coach their offense, or 2 former NFL coaches just to coach their offense? They got Bill O'Brien, the former Texans coach, former Penn State coach, to be the offensive coordinator. And they got Doug Marrone, the former Jacksonville Jaguars coach, to coach their offensive line, Jack?
Yes, he's the offensive line.
He's the O-line. I saw a headline, I think it was USA Today, that said why this new Alabama staff is going to make history. And it is really hard to make the argument against that, because when you look at the roster of coaches that are coaching underneath the greatest coach in college football history, it's like, holy shit, this isn't even fair. It's just not fair.
Will Muschamp is rehabilitating in Georgia now.
But Doug Marrone going from the head coach of the Jags to an offensive line coach, but
at Alabama, Brandon, it's different.
No, it is. It's not different. He's going to be an offensive line coach.
Yeah, no, I agree. But it's different than going to be like an offensive line coach. I'm not going to, throw any slander at any other team like UConn or something.
That's
but
fair.
it's not different in that he's going to be an offensive line coach. Like, he's going to be a not all that important guy. I think you could compare being an offensive line coach at Alabama to being a coordinator at a great school, or maybe even a head coach at a lower school. But still, I would think a guy who's spent as long as he has in the NFL, he could do better than that.
It's a good place to rehab, though. We all know that.
I guess, because you're just going to be coaching the best players in the country.
Right.
I wish Saban would retire. I'm so tired.
He won't do it. He won't do it. You know
Dylan
that he won't.
And Kosciuszko working at O'Reilly Auto Parts. You haven't earned anything in your life, boy. Telling me roll tide when I buy a new carburetor. That old carburetor did me good, man. Don't look at me in my face and tell me roll tide.
I wish that I could see Brandon at about 14, angsty Thomas Brandon Walker having people say roll tide in his face in Mississippi. I really wish I could time travel back to that.
So when I was 17, one of the formative events of my life, my dad and I were at a Mississippi State basketball game in 1996, and Eric Washington from Alabama, who happened to be from Mississippi, but he played for Alabama, hit a 3 to win. And beside us were 2 Alabama fans. And my dad had been nice to him the whole day. And once they hit that 3 to beat us, my dad looked at them and said, "You cheating sons of bitches already have football. Get the fuck out of here before I do something." And that was pretty much my growing up. Yeah.
Well, what can you do? Sports will bring it out in you, Passion.
Yeah. He's also on meth. Anyway, we got, let's talk about the Tennessee situation. Speaking of meth, let's talk Tennessee football.
But before, can we just say Danny White doubled down on the UCF national championship? He said, before we get into Tennessee, he said, and I quote, "There was 2 national champions in the year 2017. Which is, of course...
Let it go, Danny.
No.
Let it go. It was a joke then. We made fun of it then, and you at least had the argument of being a decent football program, a good football program, a good football team that year. Why are we still talking about this?
Well, he was asked about it, and then I made, I will say, a great tweet. It's so funny that Danny White is going now to Tennessee. It's like it's so perfect. He is now a part of another program with high hopes that are kind of unrealistic, or actually very unrealistic.
And I've said this before. I'm going to say it again. A&M on the side of Kyle Field has claimed national championships that they just did not get. A&M has 1 national championship. So everybody out there that's listening, A&M does it too. I hate when people claim national championships, but at least they can make an argument. It was like the AP or whatever. Literally no one else on the planet but UCF thinks they won the national championship in 2017. Continue.
Jack, as a UConn fan who is going to the offseason as defending national champs, do you still look down on UCF?
Yeah, I mean, there are bitter rivals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you join them. I mean, they got a national title. You got a national title.
It's true.
No, they don't have one, and they disrespected the game of football the second they left that trophy on the field. Rensselaer Field in, I think it was 2016 that they left the civil conflict trophy on the field. I'll never forgive them for that. It was disrespectful to the game. You don't recover from stuff like that, ever.
No, you really don't.
Yeah, the game truly hasn't recovered. Let's talk about Tennessee, okay? We're going in week 2 of them not having a coach. Their fans are tracking flights because SEC fans are crazy. I guess all fans are crazy. Tennessee fans are a special brand of crazy. They're tracking flights. We got Big Tennessee getting on a train to go to Teterboro to watch a plane from 2 hours away. Yes.
Well, no, I asked them this before we started recording because you and I have flown out of Teterboro many times. You have to have a tail number to get into Teterboro. So is he just like sitting outside the gate?
I don't know.
Like, you can't just waltz in there. Like, you have to have the private plane number that you're taking in order to get into the airport.
From the live, it seems that he's like outside the gates, like
Which
on
is
public property across the street, like zooming in heavily at every single tail number.
Across the street, there is a Walmart and a Chick-fil-A. So I did hear you say you went to Chick-fil-A.
Yep.
And Walmart.
It all checks out.
He
So
does know
means
that
he is across the street.
but there are different hangars too. Like, did anybody explain that to him? Like, there are multiple different hangars people can fly into.
He was very confused at one point where he was waiting outside, and everyone in the comments said it was landing, and then I think whatever they called it was the 6th one. Like, I don't even.
It was like runway 6.
Runway 6, yes, and they called it Runway 6, and he was looking all around for it, and he couldn't find it.
Yeah, they're completely, like, when we fly out of Teterboro, like, one day we could be flying out of a completely different hangar. So I feel like he's kind of looking for a needle in a haystack at this point.
Yeah, and there's hangars on both sides of the airport.
Yeah.
Like, one time I went to, like, the west side, and we were leaving out the east side. So he might be on a completely different side of, anyway, whatever. That's a Tennessee fan.
No chance he's finding out who's on those planes if he can't actually be in the airport, because what happens is then these cars come pick you up basically inside the hangar, and then they drive away. So he's just wasting his time.
Well, I bet he's got a bunch of Tennessee fans that listen to the Oak Ridge Boys and their Ford F-150, and they're just paying attention to everything he does. So, not to hate on the F-150 or the Oak Ridge Boys. Elvira was a fantastic song. Where was I? Tennessee fans. So, they fired Jeremy Pruitt thinking they were going to get Hugh Freeze. I thought they were going to get Hugh Freeze too. Doesn't appear anybody's getting Hugh Freeze because, again, like I said a couple weeks ago, when Hugh Freeze applies for a job, background checks are done, and he's not probably going to get back to the top again. That being said, Tennessee now thinks they're getting, Jack, am I reading this right? They think they're getting James Franklin, perhaps, from Penn State?
But they also had some theory that it wasn't the State College plane isn't even related to James Franklin. It's because their donors were visiting some warehouse that they owned around State College. I think James Franklin was in there. There was a point last night where Big T kept tweeting about Sonny Dykes.
Maybe this is an ignorant, dumb question, but why would they be flying into Teterboro to have anything to do with the Tennessee job?
I guess neutral site interviews are very common.
So, right, but like, why would they not meet in the middle? Why would they come to New York?
Yeah, especially when there's no restaurants open.
Right.
Like, where are you gonna? That goes to show how crazy it was that Big T went to Teterboro.
Hi, Sam.
Hi, Sam.
Sam.
Hi,
Can you
Sam.
be quiet, please. All right, so that's Sam. Sam has who? Sonny Dykes? Sam thinks they're going to hire Sonny Dykes.
There's also rumors about Tony Elliott, but those seem to have come and gone as quickly as they came up.
Yeah, every name's going to be thrown around right now. I just don't understand why we're tracking planes to Teterboro. And maybe I missed something.
Tennessee's in an odd spot because last time they hired Greg Schiano and their fan base revolted. Are they going to revolt every time they hire somebody they don't like? Because it doesn't appear. I don't know if they love Tony Elliott. I don't know. They would probably like James Franklin, but I know they wouldn't like Sonny Dykes. If they hired Sonny Dykes, would the Tennessee fan base revolt? I think they might.
Yeah, but they would have to have something to revolt against, and what would they be able to revolt against?
Well, they just trumped up that stupid stuff about Greg Schiano
Well,
last
right.
time, acted like he was a serial rapist, and he's not. And they just made that up and went with it. So why wouldn't they do that again?
I guess. I don't know. I just need them to hire a head coach so we can just stop talking about it.
Okay, well,
No,
we
no,
do
no,
college football.
It's
no,
good
no, 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 no,
content.
no, 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 no. Hold on. I'm not talking about us. It is good content. But I'm saying like Tennessee fans can stop talking about it. Like the fact that right now my timeline is a bunch of people retweeting Big T's Periscope outside of Teterboro. It's like I don't want to see this. I just want to either talk shit about your hire or like I just don't. I don't understand. I don't understand Tennessee fans. I never will. I'm not even gonna try anymore.
I don't care who they hire. Tennessee fans are not going to stop talking. And every good player they got, by the way, is transferring.
Everyone.
Yeah, but Big
Boy.
T, in the most prototypical SEC Big T thing ever, he said all those players like Henry To'oTo'o, who was their best defensive player last night or yesterday, or 2 days ago. I just won 3 days on you there, but 2 days ago he was transferred on the student directory. It said on their website that he was leaving, but then yesterday I guess it said he's now once again an active member of Tennessee. So Big T's thinking that those guys are actually going to come back because they know who the head coach is going to be.
My God, the internet is the worst thing that ever happened to college football.
It really
At least
is.
crazy college football fans. They will look up anything. It's college football. Like, I love it, but my God, go get some. Go have fun. That's what you should do. All right, so you guys want to do random players?
I don't know. What do you want to do first?
You want to do 2-minute drill? We can do 2-minute drill. Then we can do random players to end it.
That's so weird that we don't have any college
Who
football
do you-
news.
so
Like,
it's-
this is so strange to me.
So it's Sonny Dykes, Tony Elliott. Who do you think the best hire? Like, what's the most realistic hire for them right now? Tony Elliott, as much as Big T hates him, it appears that I feel like he wouldn't be the worst hire in the world.
No, I think that's a very realistic hire. Now, anytime somebody gets, let's see what I'm trying to say here. Anytime somebody has an opening, they want to go as big as possible, which means if you're a Tennessee fan, you think you should hire a coach who's been there and done that. You think you should hire a guy that's competed for championships. That's not really reality, And Tennessee fans last time hired a defensive coordinator from the Saban tree. It didn't work. The time before that, a non-Power 5 head coach, it didn't work. The time before that, non-Power 5 head coach, it didn't work. I don't see why switching and going to an offensive coordinator from Clemson, who's had a very well-run offense for a long time, would be a bad fit. It's just in Tennessee fans' eyes, they think they should be able to hire a Matt Campbell, a Lane Kiffin, somebody who is proving it right now, and not somebody that hasn't proved it as the head guy yet.
That makes sense.
It does make sense, but I don't understand why they waited for so long to get rid of Jeremy Pruitt if they didn't have something already solidly in place.
Well,
I think they knew they didn't really. They tried to figure out a way to save the money, I think, and they did the stupid investigation that's one of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen.
Right.
So they gave themselves a reason. I don't know why they waited. That's a good point. I have no idea why they waited.
I don't know I think if you wait that long, you're waiting to say, okay, like we know for a fact Hugh Freeze is going to be our next head coach, so now we can make this move. And it's like, why did you wait so long if you really had no idea who was going to come be your next head coach?
But here's the thing. Head coaches aren't really moving, especially good head coaches. They're not moving. Matt Campbell's still at Iowa State. Lane Kiffin's still at Ole Miss. You got, like, Billy Napier. We all thought he was going to get a job. He's still at ULL. Jamie Chadwell still at Coastal Carolina. So these openings aren't really attracting big-name coaches right now. I don't know what it is. And Tennessee really isn't a big-name opening. It's a top 20 job, but it's not like a top 5 job. All right. I'm going to do the 2-minute drill. That's what we're going to do.
Okay. Let's do that.
And these are questions for all of you guys. All right? Okay. So I have 7 questions that I want you all to answer individually.
What, are you not going to answer them too?
I might say my
I'm sorry.
answer.
I'm sorry. I just got derailed. First of all, the internet is a dumpster fire right now. But there's a guy that just tweeted, like, asking, like, all these questions about Dave apologizing for things, and then said, I'm asking because I'm a fan of unnecessary roughness and would hate to have to stop listening. And my question to people like this, and I know the internet's ablaze right now with all the hockey stuff and whatever, but it's like, sir, what does Dave apologizing for things have anything to do with this podcast? Like, I do not understand, like, how people think we can control the internet. I don't get it. That's my soapbox. That's all I'm going to say. I just don't understand. Like, there's only so much we can do. If every single employee of every single company had to apologize for something that every single person said, that's all anybody would be doing. Sir, if you don't want to listen to unnecessary roughness because of something that Dave said, that is your prerogative, but I don't know what you expect us to do. That's my soapbox.
Yeah, and we're going through the ringer today because Erica had the audacity to have 2 NWHL players on her podcast. The gall of her to try to give them promotion and give them an avenue to get out there, and everybody's mad at her for it. It's really weird. But I've just decided there are people that want to be angry. There are people that want everybody else to be evil. There are people that want to be able to point to me and you and Katie and Jack as racist and misogynist and everybody else, everything else. You just go on with your day and do the best you can, because there's nothing any of us inside this stool can do to change these minds.
Well, no,
and there are a small percentage of minds with very loud voices.
Yes, and of course it's like, and the goalpost gets moved, right? Like I mean, I know Erica is really going through the ringer right now, but like separately, like there was the tweet that went viral where some girl was like, "Oh, you must not have a sports journalism major if you support Barstool," and I very respectfully just went down the list of everything that I do, including having a journalism major from A&M, and then she turned around and said, "Well, you're harassing me. You shouldn't be able to talk about mental health," and I was like, "Well, ma'am, I didn't know that respectfully responding to a criticism equaled me not being able to tell people that you're allowed to get help in your darkest times." And now everyone's like, well, tell people to stop attacking. So I did, and that's not enough. So I just, moving the goalpost is just continuously happening. It's like, I do not condone online harassment. I do not condone attacking. I, however, do think it's okay to voice your difference in opinions and defend your difference in opinions respectfully, which I think most people here do. Some people have not in the past, but we cannot control the internet. We cannot control it. And guess what? We get just as much hate too, and it fucking sucks. It sucks. There it is. I'm sorry. That tweet threw me off. Like, sir, if you don't want to listen because of Dave, I can't help you. But we're going to continue this podcast because we love college football. Brandon, you and I are in a weight competition here at Barstool Sports. How are you doing with that?
Oh, Kayce, I'm doing just fine. I took a 3-day vacation so I could avoid the weigh-ins.
Yeah, well, that's fair. So you have not made it over to the Whoop gym at the old office, have you?
No, but I do have my Whoop fire back up, and it is keeping track of what I'm doing. I haven't made it to the gym. How is it?
It's actually very nice. So Whoop has created an awesome gym for us because we are doing a weight gain versus weight loss competition. It's going to be an absolute shit show. I have actually been in the gym there almost every single day because I am dedicated to the brand and I am dedicated to the sponsorship deal. And right now, Brandon, I can't wait to work out with you. I know you know who I was working out with yesterday? Ben Mintz.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, so he's made it in there. So it's Hot Girl January, Hot Boy January. So that's what we're doing. And Whoop is helping us. If you go to whoop.com right now and enter the promo code Kayce, that's Kayce if you don't know how to spell my name yet, at checkout, you'll save 15%. And we all are on the train. PMT, Erica, everybody is using Whoop right now because we're all trying to get hot in 2021. And again, shout out to Whoop for building us a gym in the old office because honestly, it's a lifesaver. And Brandon, I can't wait there. You know, they have a punching bag and boxing gloves there so I can hit you in the face.
Why would you do that? I have that in my house.
Well, but this is a Whoop ad, so we're talking about Whoop.
Oh, yeah, you're not going to come to my house and punch me in my face. My dog would tear you up. Yeah, no, I can't. I love a good boxing bag to work out with.
All right. So thanks to Whoop, we can do that now at the old office. And again, go to the whoop.com and use Kayce at checkout.
All right. 7 questions.
Now the 2-minute drill. Okay.
Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
First question is for, I guess we could all answer it, but it was in my mind for Kayce and Katie.
Okay.
All right. Kayce and Katie, what would be the best and the worst college football fan base to marry into?
Oh, that's a good one. The best would be Texas A&M.
No.
Oh.
I'm not allowing you to do that.
Oh.
That's fair.
Because you're not gonna marry into the A&M fan base. You're already in the A&M fan base.
I see what you mean. Like, okay, so it's one that we're not a part of already. Okay. The best one would be... Ooh, this is tough because then it's like, I mean, this is my chalk answer, and I know you're gonna hate this, but you want to marry into a winning tradition. You got to marry into the Alabama Crimson Tide.
No, because there's a good chance you're going to be living in a double-wide trailer.
No. No offense to people who do that, but like, if I'm gonna marry into a fan base, even though A&M and Alabama are in the same division, I think I would like to marry into one that at least my husband would have national championships.
I don't know. Do you love eating at Shoney's?
I don't know what Shoney's is.
Oh wow, can't hide money. Okay.
What's
really don't know-
Shoney's?
Is that not a national restaurant? Katie, do you know what Shoney's
What's
is?
Shoney's?
Never heard of that before in my life.
Is it like
Is
Cracker
this
Barrel?
just Jack, you also know?
No, it sounds like a southern chain.
I've never heard of Shoney's. What-
Okay, well, if you were in Alabama, you'd know what Shoney's.
Oh, okay. The worst fan base to marry into. Baylor, for sure.
See, I would go with like a UMass or like a Mountain West Conference or someone who doesn't really care about their football.
Oh,
'Cause
that's
as
a nice
much-
wrinkle.
As much as like Baylor has its issues, at least like they care. Like I can't imagine like right now with like UNC, bless you.
Bless you, Brandon.
With
Thank
UNC
you.
basketball,
Sorry.
I forget it's happening. I'm like, okay, like I don't want to marry into a fan base like, oh, my team played tonight.
Yeah,
like-
that's true. That's a good point. Like, you don't want to marry into a fan base that doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, so that would be my
Okay.
general. Then
For what's the worst one?
well, that would be the worst one. Then for the best one,
Oh,
I'd
oh,
probably
gotcha.
go for an SEC team, probably
you go.
Georgia right now because they seem on the upward trend. But someone definitely in the SEC. But
I
not
feel like, you
Vanderbilt.
know what? I'm going to take mine back. I'd like to marry into a Big Ten fan base, like a big one, because I keep saying this. Like, if I wasn't an SEC fan, because A&M's now in the SEC, I would want to be a Big Ten fan.
Actually,
I would marry into the Wisconsin fan base. That's my final answer, Regis. Final answer.
I don't know Penn State though.
All right. Is this because because Dan's got a sweet ass?
Well, no, but now that you bring it up, maybe subconsciously, I'm not really sure. I'm now 2 years in a row of getting caught. I haven't hit 2021's quota yet, so got to get that happening. I did get tweeted a lot. I guess in Detroit, he bent over in front of the camera, and people were wondering what I was doing in that moment. But no, I would marry into Wisconsin because I want to be a part of a Big Ten school as well. Final answer.
All right. I don't know that I have an answer. I would say Katie's on the right track. You don't want to marry into somebody that it's a Saturday morning at 11 and you're getting ready and your mother-in-law calls and says, "Hey, let's go to Bed Bath & Beyond." You don't want to do that. You want somebody that's going to care about football, that's going to understand that you care about football too.
Yeah, you also don't want to marry into a fan base where they're okay with weddings on fall Saturdays. Like you can't be having to go to events because your significant other has to go to all of them. Because you don't want to be the significant other that's not there because you want to watch college football. So that is the best answer.
By the way, there are Shoney's all over the place.
Are they in Texas?
There's one in Texas. I'll forgive you, but Katie, if you
Ew,
were
I
in
don't
North
like the way
Carolina
that
for
looks.
any amount of time, okay, I understand. If you were in North Carolina for any amount of time, you were near a Shoney's.
I'm looking.
Where's the one in Texas, Brandon?
I can't tell, but there's just one dot in Texas.
Can you
And
can you describe what it is, what it compares to, so I can understand?
No. It's like a Cracker Barrel.
Okay, I know what a Cracker Barrel is.
It's like a Golden Corral. That's the very
Ooh.
closest.
I
thing.
like Golden Corral.
Ew, I don't.
That's
I-
disgusting.
I admit it's terrible. I have good memories there. My dad and I went to Disney when I was a kid, and we just Golden Corral.
Isn't Golden Corral where
wait,
you have the chocolate fountain?
Yep.
I bet Corona shut that down. You can't be having chocolate fountains
I think
anymore.
Golden Corrals are
Big dead.
are thriving in Florida right now.
You think?
Yeah, I was gonna
100%.
say anywhere that has a Golden Corral, they're just fine with the chocolate fountain. They're gonna be okay.
I hate buffets.
there is no Shoney's near Chapel Hill. The one is in Asheville. That's 3 hours away, for the record.
Why are you hollering at me?
I proved
We're all
you
a little testy.
wrong.
Do
You
you-
didn't prove me wrong.
Do you like Shoney's?
I mean, nobody likes Shoney's.
Well, I
It's
don't know,
just
but
something-
you compare it to Golden Corral. I think there are people that like Golden Corral.
It's just somewhere you go.
Okay, to eat.
You just, yeah. Like if you're on a road trip and you say, "Let's stop and eat." Well, what do you want? I don't know. You stop at Shoney's because they got everything.
That sounds like Golden Corral.
Yeah, it sounds like Golden Corral. Is Shoney's a buffet?
Oh yeah.
Ooh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's
No,
literally Golden Corral
No.
then.
No.
No, it's Golden Corral. Joni's, Golden Corral.
I don't
there used to be
trust
a place called
buffets.
Quincy's was good. You don't trust buffets.
Unless they're high-end buffets. No, because you don't know who's put their hands
I
or
agree.
coughed or sneezed.
I agree with Kayce
You don't
100%.
know. Mm-mm.
I
I
understand
hope-
that
Yeah,
sometimes buffets are great for families and whatnot, especially
Out.
if you don't have all the money in the world. But if you can avoid going to a buffet, I think you should.
Yes. You just don't.
I
You just simply
You
don't know
both-
what's happened there before you.
don't want to offend either one of you, but you can both go fuck yourself.
Oh, no, that's fair.
That's
That's
fair.
fine.
That's totally
no,
fine.
it's fine.
I mean, we're allowed to disagree here in this world that we live in, but I'm telling you, the idea that like 5 minutes before some kid could have picked his nose and shoved his hand in the macaroni and cheese makes me not want to eat at a buffet.
And have you seen the people that, like, the employees of those places usually don't care for cleanliness? They're like, can you please go clean up over there? They'll be like, we'll get to that in like 30 minutes.
I bet COVID has changed buffets.
Nope. I guarantee
I'm sure it has.
Golden Corral right now in Florida. And in any place in Florida. You throw a dart in Florida, you go to a Golden Corral, it
The
ain't.
chocolate fountain's flowing.
They're not wearing masks. They're not wearing.
Okay, but wait, listen. What about like growing up? I used to love going to Pizza Hut buffet for lunch. You won't even do a Pizza Hut buffet?
I've never heard of a Pizza
Oh,
Hut. buffet.
I've heard of Pizza Hut buffets.
Oh my god!
No. I will say, as a kid, I loved going to what was the one that had the chocolate pizza, the pizza place that had the
CC's. though.
CC's. I used to really fuck with CC's. It's more out. If you really want me to tell you, it's like my therapist, like where this originated. My ex-boyfriend in college was like dying to take me to this Chinese buffet. And I was like, listen, I love Chinese food. I don't want to go to this Chinese buffet. But I was like, you know what? If it'll make you happy, we'll go to this Chinese buffet. And I watched a kid like sneeze on the food. And then I went to like a different, the Chinese buffets are massive. And there were raw oysters next to pizza. And I just had such an issue with watching the kids sneeze on whatever it was. And then the fact that they put these food next to each other. And then to top it all off, I can't make this up. My ex would attest to this. I only would eat the salad and the soup, and I still got food poisoning. I just simply cannot go to buffets.
I
I
will.
would think,
Unless they're like high-end hotel buffets.
I think Vegas has some pretty good buffets.
I would think that if you did a Venn diagram of the people that we appealed to, college football fans and buffet fans, it's just going to be one circle,
That might be
right?
true.
I mean,
That's fine. But I got food poisoning from it. I will say, you give me a good Luby's, and I will fuck with Luby's. I love Luby's.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know what Luby's is.
me either.
You guys don't know Luby's?
Nobody knows
There's
what
more
Luby's
Sony's
is.
than Luby's.
No, that might be true, but Luby's is cafeteria style, so it's like behind.
What?
So it's behind a glass, so you have somebody serving you. You literally go get a plastic tray and you like move down the line, and they have the world's best macaroni and cheese and the world's best Jello.
Luby's is a publicly traded company, and also these photos look great.
The Luby's is so good.
Okay,
They had the Luann platter, fried fish.
Just in Texas. I guess we have.
Oh,
Our
they're just in
excuse.
Texas.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
location-wise.
Shout out Luby's.
We had Morrison's back in the day, and then it became Piccadilly. It was the same thing. It was like you go down the line. They had great fried shrimp and great macaroni
Oh,
and cheese.
hell
with the
yeah.
cheese on top. All right, so we've only gotten through question one. Somehow we got off on a.
Well, because we're
That's what I like. That's good.
It's like
Well-
an upscale Golden Corral.
yeah, but they serve you, so
No,
that
yeah,
so
yeah,
people
yeah,
don't
yeah.
have it. Yeah, and the food is just entirely better. And not only that, Jack, they have every color of Jello you could possibly want. They got red, green, blue, orange, purple. They got it all. So as a kid, it's heaven.
I
All
like
right.
how you don't say flavor of Jello, you say color of Jello.
That's a good point. I think all Jello kind of
Yeah.
tastes the same.
Especially when there's vodka in it.
Oh man, making
Oh,
Jello shots
Brandon,
is so
you
fun.
missed the worst smell of all time in the
Brandon,
office.
Brandon, I'm sorry. Everybody that's listening to this podcast is like, can we get to some college football? Brandon, we have to tell you something. This is the best day on planet Earth for you to be on vacation. Have you heard what happened in this office today?
It was disgusting.
So apparently there is a foul odor.
Okay, no, it's gone now. But in the movies, whenever like a really bad smell in like cartoons comes down in like a green fog and it just rolls. So Surviving Barstool is happening right now. And I guess they like unearthed a dead body that's been decaying for 10 years upstairs because the green fog rolled down the stairs and into the content floor, just like the cartoons, and it was so bad, people left.
I was right next to you when the smell came down.
It was the most foul, and like I'm dramatic. We all know this.
No, yeah.
I'm not dramatic. I'm good with bad smells.
It was
like,
it was the grossest smell I've ever smelled in my life. Frank
You
stood
hear
up.
that, fellas?
Yeah, Frank stood up very quickly.
Hold
What?
on. You hear that, fellas? Katie Stats is okay with bad odors, so
Oh,
ew,
so
not in that way.
well,
if you
Katie,
fart around her, she's gonna be fine.
this odor. So like I've mentioned like 17 times today. It's snowing and icing outside in New York City. I sat outside to eat lunch because I would rather have been cold and rained on and snowed on than be in this office with that stench.
And it came in waves. Like my area was fine. Then I walked by the producers. It hit me like a brick wall. It just was sitting there. It just.
This Survivor thing just needs to end. Anyways, let's get to the next question, shall we?
Let's. So question number 2. Which college football coach would make the best professional wrestler?
Oh,
Which
that's
college football
so good. Okay, can I ask you?
Would be the best?
Can I ask you a
Yes.
question as a wrestling guy? So
Yeah.
your personality has to be really big, right?
Correct.
Do you have to be a strong body?
We're just gonna pretend that this is gonna be personality and ego and all that driven, not as much as the body. Now the body could help. The body could help, sure, but we're gonna say their personality.
Ed Orgeron.
That's the easy one. I have another one. Ed Orgeron's definitely easy. You could see him wearing overalls to the ring and being like the Gator Man or something.
And
like
not being able to understand a word that he says when he gets in the ring and all that stuff.
that.
Yeah.
Ed Orgeron's a good one.
He's a good one.
Katie, you got one?
Yeah, that you're not gonna like. I think Lane Kiffin, just with the theatrics.
His body's so bad now. He looks like me.
Did we not just talk about no bodies weren't an issue?
He's fat. He got to Mississippi. He got fat.
He's good with theatrics. He would get a lot of drama.
I think
He would be good with drama.
Sam Pittman would be
Ooh.
a great jobber.
Yeah.
I don't know what that
I can
means.
see that. That's
Is
what
that
he
like a
is,
fluffer?
basically, in
You
Arkansas.
just lose.
Is a
all the
jobber
time.
like a fluffer?
No, that's a guy that just lays down and gets pinned.
Yeah, he's just like jobbers. Like you're not really involved that much, but I could see Sam Pittman coming out there barking and then just losing in 8 seconds.
Okay, Casey, I didn't say laying down and getting pinned is a good thing, okay? So you got that excited look in your eye, like, just relax.
I
All right.
saw Brandon point at me and I was like, oh no, I forgot we're on camera.
All right, so
I'm hot.
I got one.
Temperature
Let's
hot.
go.
I'm
think.
am I red right now?
a little.
Okay.
All right, so I think it's somebody who can be a face or a heel, who can lie, who can just talk a bunch of shit and lie about it and be good on camera. Dabo Sweeney would be a good professional wrestler.
Yeah, but he doesn't seem like he would like. Well, I'm acting like I know wrestling. Like I feel like wrestlers have to be like just big. Like he doesn't seem like he.
Lane Kiffin looks like a Pillsbury Doughboy. He looks terrible.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't stand for Dabo slander.
Yeah, it's so bizarre. You
wasn't
love
slander,
Dabo
huh?
like it's your own, like your kid.
No. I mean, I definitely think he can be cheesy, and he said some things that maybe he shouldn't. But I don't know. I don't think he's as bad of a dude as you guys do.
I don't know that he's a bad dude. I think he's just.
I
full
mean,
of
you've
shit.
called him Hugh Freeze before.
Phony. Yeah, he's Hugh Freeze. He's Hugh Freeze with that can win titles. He's a successful.
Well,
Hugh Freeze.
Hugh Freeze was doing some pretty shady shit.
I think Dabo's phony. I don't think
I don't think Dabo's doing any of that prostitute stuff, but he's phony with the Lord's name.
No, I see.
Yeah.
Whatever. We're not going. We're not doing this. But I do like all those answers.
All right, this one's for Jack and me. This was unless Katie, you played this game. I know Kayce hasn't. So, Jack, the NCAA football series ended on PlayStation in 2013.
Yeah.
Right? So we have had now 7 or 8 seasons without the game. If you could pick one team during that time frame to create a dynasty with, who are you doing it with? Remember players that came through that we never got a chance. Imagine how good Lamar Jackson would have been on the game.
The greatest dynasty for me would have been, I would pick 2019 Akron and I would build them up, but the first initiative would be to win that game in 2019 against UMass and avenge myself. That would be the team I would
Ooh.
pick.
I wish I played this game.
Alright.
It sounds like so much fun.
How about you?
Yeah, never played.
I think playing with Lamar Jackson would have been something else. I think that would have been cool.
Johnny
he would have been like
Manziel?
a Michael Vick on that game. Well, Johnny Manziel was on the game, so I did play with him.
Okay.
So I'm thinking about people after.
Can I come
When
to
it
your
came
house and
out.
play it?
Yes, you can come on.
Want to come on
Oh.
Sunday?
No.
Speaking of coming to my house, Katie, my wife and I are already making plans. We're getting she's cleaning it up nice on Saturday. We got meal
No,
plans
she
for
does
you.
not need to clean your house for me.
Oh, that was nice,
What-
Katie.
No, you have to clean your house anyway, Katie. Not really.
Well, don't do
Gotta
it on
have
my
clean house.
behalf.
We're taking Sam to the vet to get him cut. Get his hair cut, not his nuts.
Oh, I was about to say,
Oh, I
you mean the
got hair.
groomer.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to the groomer. Excuse me. We're going to have multiple dining options for you. We're going to have the finest pork rinds we can find in New Jersey. It's going to be a good time. Do you know what chitlins are?
I've heard it, but never like fully been told.
All right. What part of the pig have you never eaten?
I mean, I've eaten a hot dog, so I can't really say what part
That's a
I
good
haven't
point,
eaten.
Katie. It's a really good point.
Okay, so you've eaten the butthole before. Okay, so what about the feet, the ears, any of that?
My dog's eaten ears, but hopefully I haven't. But yeah, hot dog's no idea. But is that part of the of the pig's ear?
All right. What's your favorite malt liquor?
Oh, I mean, I'll have what you guys are having.
That's a gracious guest right there. She's a gracious
your
guest.
own. Okay. All right. Well, number 4. This is specific. I don't want you to get bogged down in what we did earlier a couple of months ago. All right.
Uh-oh.
Number 4 is name a song that when you hear it, it takes you directly to your favorite football stadium. I'm not asking what's the best football stadium music. I'm asking a song that takes you directly to your favorite football stadium. Do you have that?
Power by Kanye West.
That they play that a lot at Kyle Field?
Every single time they run out. And the whole stadium, it started with Kevin Sumlin. The whole stadium does the, oh, hey. It's very cool. Yeah, easily.
Yeah. It's amazing.
Yep.
So amazing.
Yep.
Yeah, that's not it.
That's what they, no, that's a completely different song.
Yep.
But that's what they do every time. It's actually very cool. You can look it up on YouTube.
Katie,
I'm gonna
give me
say
what?
"Hot" by Young Thug. I think that's a song. They used it for warm up because I was in the stadium early because I worked it every year or every game for this past year. So
Hot by Young
Jack?
Thug. Either We Ready or no. Turn it off. We're gonna get taken off YouTube.
Sorry.
No, I'm gonna have to take that out.
No, don't take it out. No, it's just instrumental. It was just instrumental.
That was.
You can use instrumentals for 2
YouTube's
seconds.
gonna take us off.
No.
for 2 seconds.
Yeah, YouTube's
No,
gonna
Jack,
take us
nobody
off.
would have even noticed it.
I've seen enough Joe Rogan that whenever they play it,
Yeah,
they
we're
say
not Joe Rogan, Jack.
they say YouTube's gonna take us off. They have an algorithm. It doesn't matter who you are. Anyways, mine is
can't take that out.
mine is Welcome to the Jungle or We Ready.
We ready.
Okay, all right.
What's
Mine
yours?
is okay. Everybody relax. So going into the fourth quarter at Davis Wade Stadium every time, she's just a small town girl.
Living in a
Living
lonely
in a
world. God, we have bad voices.
The night train going
Anywhere.
Don't Stop Believing by Journey takes me to Davis Wade Stadium. They play it before the fourth quarter every single time. Even when we're getting beat by 30, our fans hate it when they do that, but we still play it, and I love it.
It's like
All right.
sweet. It's like Sweet Caroline at Fenway whenever the Red Sox are getting shellacked and they still play it. It's like, oh man. Which also is all timer, but yeah, that's a good question, Brandon. I liked that one.
It's about a 12-year-old. We should not be singing that song.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Okay. Number 5. Question for everybody. What's the best dip?
Copenhagen.
Skinny.
No.
thought you meant chip dip.
No.
It was a joke.
I
I
do
know.
eat chip dip.
Skinny dip.
I was making a joke.
What's the best dip? for
Skinny
chip?
dip.
All right, Kayce, you got it.
Buffalo chicken.
Ooh, yes.
Buffalo chicken dip is by far the best dip. By far.
Oh, what's the one where you get it at a restaurant and it's like greenish on the top and
7-layer.
no, that's
Guacamole?
good. What?
Guacamole.
Not guacamole. I said a whack-a-mole, but guacamole. It's not that. It's like
What? Say that again.
Frenchy onion or something. I'm saying guacamole,
Okay.
like whack-a-mole,
Yes.
but it's greenish on the top, and then you get like hard chips.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, somebody listening will help out.
I think
Talking about. Okay.
buffalo chicken dip is very good. And
What we call
queso.
rotel dip in
Oh.
the south.
Queso,
I guess
yes.
it's queso. Yeah.
Moe's queso is the
What we
best
call
queso.
it rotel dip.
Velveeta cheese queso with the
Ooh.
rotel in it.
R.I.P..
Yeah.
She probably
Velveeta.
doesn't even know about Velveeta.
No.
I know what Velveeta is. I know
No.
that's like artificial
Yeah,
mac and cheese.
They used to.
No.
There is no you if there's no Velveeta.
That is true. It's a good
Moe's
point.
queso. I will die
She's
on
not
that
even
hill.
picking up on what we're saying.
They were our title sponsor the first year.
Oh. Sorry. I'm
We
rude.
love
Yeah,
you,
I like to know
Velveeta,
some
but
mac
not
and
as much
cheese.
as High Noon.
No, we love High Noon
It was
way
so-
more.
Yeah, it's richier. Let's go with
Richie.
number 6. If you were forced to wear if for the next month,
Okay.
you were forced to wear the throwback jersey of a rival player, who would it be? If you were forced to wear the jersey of a rival player, throwback jersey, could be anybody. Who would it be?
Vince
Did you tell me
Young.
it's a good question?
Vince
You
Young.
told me all of the questions. Okay.
Yeah.
Ricky Williams?
No, Ricky Williams makes my heart hurt more because I was younger, so I wasn't, I wasn't disillusioned in life quite yet. Ricky Williams was like my prime, like all I care about is Texas A&M. He made me cry harder than Vince Young, so I would go with Vince Young. Plus, Vince Young's antics, like post, were just. Wasn't Vince Young the one that bought out the airplanes and all that stuff? Didn't he like spend all of his
What?
money?
Cheesecake Factory spent a lot of money.
And didn't he
on
like
it.
used to just like buy every seat on an airplane so nobody else would be on it?
Possibly. He didn't make
Yeah.
a lot of great money choices, I don't think.
Vince Young, because he won a national championship. He has that iconic moment in the Rose Bowl, and he didn't hurt my heart as much as Ricky Williams did.
I'm not gonna do Russell
Katie?
Wilson because NC. That's not a official NC State player. So probably like Bradley Chubb. But
That's a good one.
That is a good one.
He was number 9, I think. That's always a cool looking number.
Also a guest on
Yeah.
the podcast.
And mine would be Brian Leonard, I think his name was, the Rutgers fullback. I view Rutgers as the number 1 rival before UConn went and died in football. And then Rutgers went on to the Big Ten. UConn went to the AAC. Now we're fighting every single day. Thanks to me. But
Thanks to you. Big minute.
All right.
Brandon, who's
So
yours?
I would go linebacker Patrick Willis.
Oh, you've said him
Patrick Willis.
before.
not
yeah,
DK.
Patrick Willis was all. No.
No.
DJ.
No, he hates
he,
DK.
I know.
he
He
peed.
peed on the field, Katie.
Yeah.
I don't care about that. That eventually cost Ole Miss a win, so I
Yeah.
like that.
That's true. That's a good point.
What you guys don't know is DK was a rival at Ole Miss. I hate AJ Brown way more than I hate DK, but he was a rival at Ole Miss. But before that, he played for my high school's rival high school.
Wow.
So-
Deep seated.
So he was my
Yeah.
rival since the time he was like 14. So, but I respect him. AJ Brown, I do not respect at all. I go Patrick Willis, great linebacker, great player, great human being, total counter to everything in Oxford. He's a humble guy, he's a nice guy. He's not a piece of shit douchebag like the rest of them.
I love
All
that
right.
you have no respect for AJ Brown.
None.
Not even a little.
But I
bit.
will say, Brandon, Patrick Willis has been. You've said him before. Like when we've talked about rival players that we don't hate, you've talked about him before.
He is an Ole Miss player that wasn't an Ole Miss guy.
Gotcha.
The
I understand
Ole
that.
Miss guys are assholes, and he was not. So if he had to do it over again, I'm sure he'd go somewhere else because he knows how big of assholes they are. At least that's what I've made up in my mind.
Oh, that's fair. Okay.
Last one. If your life depended on singing the lyrics to a TV theme song, and if you got the lyric wrong, you died, what TV theme song would you choose?
Oh wow. Am I first?
Katie?
Katie, you go first.
I'd say Friends. Yep.
I mean Entourage. Entourage.
Don't they just say, oh, yeah, a couple times?
No. I can't play it. I wish I could. Jack will
I'm
kill
dead.
me if I play.
I'm dead.
You're dead? You couldn't do it?
Couldn't do one.
Really?
I'm dead. I guess I could do the Seinfeld
Yeah, I mean, I could do Breaking Bad.
Sounds like you can't even do that.
I could do Breaking Bad.
I told you
There's no-
I'm being honest. I'm dead.
Yeah. Brandon.
I'm bringing it back full circle here.
Oh.
In West Philadelphia.
Born and raised on the playground is where I spend
Playground.
most of my days. Chilling
out,
out, maxing, relaxing, all cool, and out
shooting
shooting
some
some
b-ball
b-ball
outside.
outside the school when a couple of guys that were up to no good started making trouble in the neighborhood. I got in one little fight and my mom got scared and said, "You moving with your auntie and uncle in Bel Air." I bet you I could do that one too. Yep.
Yeah, I think everybody can do that.
I definitely could not. I'm too young, I feel.
Oh, God,
I don't
what
think
a
I've seen a
waste.
full episode.
Katie. Well,
We have to kick her off the podcast.
no, we don't. Katie,
Yeah.
lucky for you.
Oh.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I don't want to kick you off the podcast. I need you.
No, I know where this is going. It's got something on Sunday.
On Sunday, we're watching an episode of the Fresh
You'll
Prince
like
of Bel-Air.
it. You'll like
Yeah,
it.
no. It's nothing. I never have purposely, I don't want to watch that. I've just never sat down.
And we're in honor of Casey's outfit today. We're watching the one where his dad comes back and he's wearing
Oh,
the
it's so
gray
sad.
sweatshirt. It's the greatest episode in TV history, and it's so sad.
It is so sad.
Oh, no.
All right.
How come
Okay.
you don't want me, man?
You just ruined
All right.
Spoilers.
My
Well,
bad.
I mean, the show came out.
I've used that
27.
gif. I've used that gif a lot.
Did you hear what I just said?
No, what'd you say?
That show came out. That episode aired 27 years ago. That's not a joke.
That can't
That's
be right.
how old we are.
God, we're old.
1994.
When did it debut? When did the show debut?
1990. The fall of 1990. I remember it vividly.
God, I was 2 years old. 1 year old. If it was the fall.
It came on Monday nights with Blossom. Blossom was terrible.
Damn.
Mayim Bialik.
I have to tell you this, Brandon, and I wasn't gonna tell you this because I know that you're a trivia guy and you're gonna be embarrassed of this story, but I have to tell you what happened to me last night. Okay. So we were doing, Cons was muted because you said that he cheated. I don't believe that Cons would ever cheat, but you said that he cheated. Do you still stand by that?
Oh yeah, he definitely cheated.
Okay, so he was muted for 10 rounds. So it's college football, right? And the first question was, and I know you're going to get this because you're a Heisman guy, who was the runner-up to Baker Mayfield's Heisman in 2017?
Oh, actually, I don't know that I know that. 2017 Baker Mayfield. 2017 Baker Mayfield.
Oh, and he said in the Pac-12. They were in the Pac-12.
Oh, okay. Well, if it gives you the Pac-12, that helps.
Pac-12.
But it hasn't helped much so far. It's Bryce Love?
Yeah, it's Bryce Love. So it was Chicago went first, and I just had Christian McCaffrey just stuck in my head. So then as soon as that happened, I was like, fuck. I was like, I know that I'm gonna have dozen brain when this comes to me. I just knew it as plain as day because all I could think about was Christian McCaffrey. Okay, who was the runner-up to Jameis Winston in 2013 from the SEC?
A.J. McCarron.
Brandon, I could see his face. I could see his tattoo. I said immediately, I was like, who played quarterback at Alabama in 2013? And I was like, and then just in my head, I could see Catherine Webb. I could see everything. And I just sat there frozen because I could not think of his name. It was the most infuriating thing. And for the rest of the game, I just sat there and pictured A.J. McCarron's face. That stupid chest tattoo, no offense, that stupid chest tattoo, that's all I could see, and I could not think of his name to save my entire life.
Hey, is this sushi restaurant still in Tuscaloosa? We should go to that.
I bet it is.
And he is
Catherine
friends
Webb
with
is so
friends
beautiful.
with HQ Spider. And
didn't he talk shit to-
they race together on the iRacing.
Didn't he talk shit to Spider at one point?
No,
Spider
no,
defended Catherine Webb's
That's
honor.
right. That's right. Yeah, no, I just the reason I brought that up is because I called somebody an asshole just now on your Twitter because he was like she didn't know AJ McCarron. I was one of the most frustrating moments of my life because I could have probably drawn a police sketch of him but could not remember his name. The dozen brain is a real thing.
That sucks when that happens. It doesn't happen to me because I'm so good, but
Well, I beat you every time we've played, so I don't know.
Well, you have at least a cheater on your team. And
Well, we won last night, and he wasn't allowed to talk for 10 rounds.
Spoiler alert.
They already came out.
All right. Okay. You guys got 3 random players each?
Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
We like to celebrate. Okay.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
We like to celebrate college football here, and to do that in the offseason, sometimes we'll get together and just name random players that take you back to a place in time of college football. This is the second year, so if there are any repeats, sorry, my bad. But I have got I got a lot. So I'll give 3, but I have 7 written out. Who wants to go first? Katie?
Well,
Save
First
them.
time
Well,
ever.
no, I have a question though, because Katie came over to my desk earlier today, because like obviously, she wasn't here in the off season, so she was like, "What does this mean?" I was trying to explain it to her.
Such a big fan.
Last year, Jack, we didn't need that.
No, that's a good point, Casey. That's a good point.
That was a good point. Yeah.
Are we playing where you want to guess the players? Because I know for a while last year you wanted me to give you clues and then you could guess the player. Are we doing that, or are we just talking about random players?
Let's just talk random players. Just talk
Okay,
random players
okay.
and why we remember them.
Okay.
I'll go first.
Okay.
And Katie, you'll go second. We'll go Brandon, Katie, Casey, Jack.
Okay.
That's the order. All right, everybody ready?
Yes.
We're going in alphabetical order. Brandon, Katie, Casey, Jack.
No.
No.
J's.
J's in
K.
front of K.
That almost works.
I
We're gonna
also-
go in alphabetical order, out of order.
I also I'm doing themes every week that we do this.
I like that.
I'm doing
Okay.
themes. Brandon, I am incredibly excited to share with you a new product because it's an absolute game changer. And every time we have new friends here on Unnecessary Roughness, we get hyped. But I know you specifically are going to be hyped about this one.
Okay, give it to me.
Well, I feel like because if you're in Mississippi, you grew up dipping. Is this correct?
I was dip adjacent, yes.
Dip adjacent. Well, right now, we have new friends, the Canadips CBD. So it is tobacco and nicotine free, so it's good for you, better than dipping, but it has CBD in it, so it actually really works to calm you down. So it helps you get off the nicotine by helping you calm down with the effects of CBD.
That sounds pretty good. Not that I need to calm down.
You always
but,
need to calm
maybe-
down.
You calm down, Casey!
You need a Canadips CBD right now. They've got a bunch of different flavors: wintergreen, mint, mango, citrus, spice, and you can get it for 50% off. And they're so confident, Brandon, that you will love this, that they're offering the California roll, which is 5/10, one of each of their core flavors for 50% off, which is insane. And by the way, I don't know who wrote this ad read, but I absolutely love whoever it did, because one of the points says, don't make the mistake as the playoff committee and miss adding Canadips CBD to your bowl season like Texas A&M.
Oh, okay. So I think the writer of that was Kayce Smith.
I didn't know that. I just opened it up, and it's just an email that I got from the sales team, and it says right here, don't make a mistake and forget to leave Canadips CBD out like Texas A&M. It's pretty
Okay,
good.
well-
Pretty good.
No.
So no
Not
more
really.
hiding your 10 from your wife and playing sneak-a-chew. You can get the Canadips California roll at CanadipsCBD.com and use the promo code Barstool, and you can sample the whole lineup. Again, it's nicotine-free, it's tobacco-free, and it has the CBD effects in it right now. And if you go and find your favorite flavor in the California roll for 50% off, it's only $5 a can. Again, that's CanadipsCBD.com.
All right. Katie, you could do a theme too. Players that you've DM'd the night in Starkville. All right. So here we go.
That was good.
I will go
That
first.
was good.
Quarterback. Everybody remembers the BCS, right? Well, the
Oh,
first
I
year
know
of
it.
the BCS.
I'm kidding.
Who is it?
I'm kidding.
He was
Okay.
just being an
first-
asshole.
Jesus Christ. Okay. The first year of the BCS, Tennessee won it, but on the last day of the regular season, you know what happened? Wasn't even the regular season. It was the regular season for one team, but Texas A&M beat Kansas State. They beat Michael Bishop. He is not my quarterback. On the West Coast, though, Miami beat UCLA, and they were quarterbacked by a left-hander named Cade McNown. And I thought Cade McNown was going to be a gigantic star in the NFL. I thought he was going to be incredible. UCLA, I like when they're good because their uniforms are so great. And I can remember seeing him in those powder blue jerseys with the yellow, the gold pants, whatever. Cade McNown was the first quarterback that popped in my head from the late 90s. Cade McNown, random player number 1.
Also, great football name. Cade McNown sounds like it would be like a Friday Night Lights star,
I agree.
right?
Yeah.
Like Cade McNown, like the hot quarterback that's like dating the head cheerleader.
He was probably 5-star. I could see him at the top of
Yeah, for sure.
top of recruiting list.
Absolutely. All right, Katie.
All right. Katie?
See, I went and assumed that this was kind of like from the past year, so all of mine are from this season. So
That's okay.
I'll own up
No,
to
you
that
can
one.
honestly. When we did this last year, it was just completely random. You could be
From anytime, anywhere.
anytime, anywhere, whichever the first 3 names that popped in your head are.
Okay. Well, it started off in the quarterback. Did Grayson McCall. Just as top returning players. Coastal Carolina. Oh, no.
Oh no, Brandon
What?
didn't
You
like
thought I
that.
was going to say Teddy Gallagher or something? No.
Oh man. I mean, just
Brandon didn't
just,
like that
that's
one.
okay.
Why?
Just
What's
random
wrong?
players, and you.
Yeah, Grayson McCall.
Well, no one explained. I asked Jack. He wouldn't really tell me. Kayce
No,
explained.
all I said was, and this is the game we started in quarantine was just random players that come to mind. That's who came to her mind. I don't see what's wrong with it.
Okay, that works. That works. Okay, that
Yes.
works. Kayce, Katie, I apologize.
Wow. Mark that
That's a good
down.
one.
Mark that one down, Katie.
It's
Let's
no.
just see how-
The cat's out of the bag. You poo-pooed it.
No, but he apologized. He never does that.
Yes.
He
but-
never does that.
let's see how good you do on 2 and 3. We'll give you another shot.
Oh no.
Okay.
All right.
Would you like to know my theme, or would you like to try to guess my theme?
It would actually be a great bit if she just.
Katie, you're allowed to pick a random player, and that was a random player. I don't know why they're poo-pooing it. Would you like me to tell you my theme?
Yes, I would like to. No, I want to guess your theme.
Okay. Yeah, you obviously won't be able to get. Okay, so this is a wide receiver who had a massive Rose Bowl game, had a career-defining Rose Bowl game, was drafted in 2017,
Saquon Barkley.
played for one Penn State, and was a
Not a wide receiver.
Oh,
Yes, it
Deshaun
is.
Hamilton.
no played.
Michael Robinson.
He was a Pro Bowler in 2019, and if I told
Oh, that.
and if I told you
Ah.
if I told you my theme, you would know exactly who I'm talking about. He had a huge sophomore season at Penn State, and then
Yeah. No, I know who it is, but I don't know who it is. I'm having that dozen brain. You didn't say you were going to hold back the name of the guy.
I thought Chris Godwin.
Chris Godwin. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
You remember that
oh.
game, that Rose Bowl game?
Oh, I know your
Against-
theme. Your theme,
It's,
Super
it's
Bowl.
fucking Tom Brady. No, it's Tom Brady themed.
No, it's Super Bowl.
It's Super Bowl.
It's Tom Brady. It's watch. Okay.
We just figured it out, Brandon. It's not Tom Brady.
It's Chris Godwin. But really though, do you remember that Rose Bowl against
Yeah,
USC?
no,
that was
yeah.
just thrilling.
It's great.
Was
Like
that
yeah,
2016?
52 to
17,
49, I
right?
believe.
Yeah, that.
Sam Darnold played great that game. That's probably the
Yes.
last time he's played well.
Yep, Chris Godwin, Penn State. Jack,
That was a good one. That was a good one.
thank you.
All right.
All right, I don't know why I always come back to this guy. Maybe it's because I was blossoming as a college football fan this year.
Blossoming.
But
Ew, I don't
blossoming,
really
I
like
was
that
thinking
word.
of it as a flower. You two took it completely sexual.
Well, a
Um,
flower. Somebody can steal a flower.
All right,
It's a weird word.
so I'm gonna see if you can guess this. Great, it's all my players this time, Brandon, are Pac-12 players.
All right.
Now, none of these guys had a great NFL career. This guy had a massive injury and changed the season forever. It was on a weeknight game.
I got nothing.
I got nothing.
He's a quarterback.
I don't know what
Mackenzie
year it
Milton?
is.
He said Pac-12.
Dennis Dixon.
Dennis Dixon, Oregon. Okay. All right. I don't remember his huge injury that changed the year.
He tore his ACL against Arizona, right?
Okay. No, I believe you.
Anyways, I always, for some reason, think of him. And Dennis Dixon, Oregon quarterback. And, I think he tore his ACL against Arizona on a weeknight game. They lost that game and it changed the whole complexion of the season.
Brandon.
Random player number 2 for me. Let's go back to the last time I can remember Tennessee being relevant at all.
Ooh.
Eric Ainge. Eric Ainge was their quarterback. He quarterbacked Tennessee for at least 19 years. He was there forever. He had a very square face.
It
and
was
he
so
pretty much-
square. His jaw was like
Yeah.
just like this. Yes.
He had a very square face, looked like Smitty, and he
Oh.
was a good quarterback. And now they don't have good quarterbacks or good players or good coaches at Tennessee. So Eric Ainge is my second one.
Was that
Katie?
was that actually a random one, or you just wanted to throw more shade at Tennessee?
No, I always take delight in throwing shade at Tennessee, but that was quite random.
Okay. Go ahead, Katie.
I was watching the Bills game the other day, and I completely forgot that Jake Fromm existed. He went from total stardom in Georgia, and I genuinely did not know he was on the Bills. Like, I knew he was, but just it slipped my mind. It was just one of those moments that was like,
QB1.
Where have you been?
QB1.
So.
Jake Fromm's mom is hot.
And Jake Fromm's horny.
Is he? I didn't know he was horny.
Have you seen all the memes? There's like screenshots of
Yeah,
Snapchats that went around.
he kind of.
It was average amount of horny
Yeah,
for
but
a
like-
college guy.
Yeah, but you can't do it if you're one of those guys and you know you're gonna get screenshot.
100%.
Like you just should know better.
When I was at
Oh,
UNC
yeah.
Barstool, the amount of ones I got DM from the players.
Of Jake Fromm.
No, like of UNC basketball, football.
Oh yeah,
players.
for sure.
Like
They don't care. They're careless.
yeah.
Okay. My second random player. He is a outside linebacker. He transferred into the University of South Florida in 2009.
JPP.
Drafted in 2010 by the New York Giants and has a really fucked up hand. Jason Pierre-Paul.
JPP.
Nickname? Do you remember his nickname in college?
It's
JPP.
JP. Yeah, it's JPP now.
JPP. No, the Haitian sensation.
No, he's JPP.
I can't do it like Steven Shakan. But have you really looked at the pictures of his hand?
Oh, it's so good.
It is so weird that he can play football still. Like
Credit to him for not giving up.
never giving up. But yeah, JPP.
All right. I'm going to
The Haitian sensation.
Arizona. Linebacker. Great name. Had a billion tackles. Couldn't make it in the NFL. Scooby Wright.
We talked about Scooby Wright last year. I love
Yeah,
it.
he's
I
gonna.
love it.
I was just after Dennis Dixon for whatever reason, Scooby Wright popped in my mind. He is my random player number 2.
All right, it's my turn again. Okay, I have got first of all Scooby Wright, great one. I love that one very much.
We talked about him on the all-time college football names list. I think didn't we do that in the offseason too?
I think so.
I think we
He
did.
might have been a random player last year. I remember telling a story like I didn't know who he was. I was doing SEC beat, so I watched to see who he was one night, and I won't say that.
Oh.
I was just surprised when I saw him.
I remember what you
Yeah,
said.
I remember what you said too.
Yeah,
I remember.
I was very surprised.
I think everybody was
so-
surprised.
I remember. We don't have to go back. That was last year. We
Yeah,
don't have to go
last
back
year,
to
yeah.
We don't have to bring up old shit.
My last one, Iowa State, one of my favorite programs in the country because they're not Iowa. They carry themselves well. I love them. I got some Iowa State gear. Shout out to Ames. Shout out to Matt Campbell building what you're building out there. And shout out to Seneca Wallace, one of the great running threat quarterbacks, one of the great dual threat quarterbacks of all time, early 2000s. Seneca Wallace, one of my favorites. That's my third quarterback. I had Eric Ainge, I had Cade McNown, and Seneca Wallace.
So you did quarterbacks.
I did quarterbacks.
That was your
yes.
theme. Okay.
I'm going through positions each show. I'll do a different position each show. Casey, don't look at each other like that. That was not no.
I mean, it was a callback to when I got really drunk on that episode and asked you what position. I apologize.
That's all right. Well, I didn't think that's what Katie was calling back to. She just laughed.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, are we the horniest podcast? I don't know. I honestly, I sometimes wonder.
We might be up there.
Probably
Some days
not.
are better than others.
I'm properly horny.
God.
That sounded very horny the way you said that.
That sounded so.
Like,
And you know what's
Jack
so
just
sad? There's no camera on Jack, so we couldn't even people won't see his face when he
Sounds
said
like
it.
We're slowly
Sounds
Go
Sounds
ahead,
like
Brandon.
something a British guy would say when he gets home. Dear, I'm properly horny.
It is
Oh.
exactly what that sounded like, and Brandon, his face went along with it.
Oh my!
Little chipper smile. Go ahead, Katie.
All right, Katie.
This is a shot in the dark, just of a famous person who actually played on UNC football, but Eric Church. Not really that in the big world of college
Wait a
football.
second. Eric Church played football at App State, not UNC.
No, I thought that's fuck. Well, who's the bigger, bushier dude?
Luke Combs.
He's App State.
No, I'm pretty
Luke Combs
sure.
is a country music singer.
Yeah, I'm
Oh.
pretty sure Eric Church went to App State.
Oh, I guess I associate him with. Come back around to me. I need to do some googling.
Well, that is a random.
It is
college.
a random player.
Yeah.
Fair
That's a
enough.
random player.
Still-
He still played. He's still a dude.
I'm still making sure. I get. I don't know. Okay, fine. Wrong team, but
Doesn't
famous
matter.
person.
It's still a random person. That's all that matters.
Oh, random player.
I'll
random
come up.
player.
I'll have a better list. for
People,
next
I
time.
don't think a lot of people know that Eric Church. Wait, I don't even
Eric
think
Church.
Eric Church played
Eric
football.
Church, also a country music singer.
Eric Church, I don't think Eric Church played football. I think he just went to App State. I think Luke
No.
Combs played football.
Luke Combs also. We're talking about the same Luke Combs?
Yes.
I didn't know that Luke Combs played college football. I knew Sam Hunt did. Oh, he's so hot.
Sam Hunt?
Sam Hunt played at Alabama Birmingham and then got invited to multiple NFL training camps and didn't make it and then just went and made Montevello a banger of an album and he's so hot. I don't know what he's been doing the last few years, but pretty.
Who is Hardy?
Huh?
Who is Hardy?
What are you talking about?
Country music singer.
What?
What? He's not even in the camera. He's just walked away.
Who's Hardy? Oh, he's not even there.
Hardy's the fucking country music singer that all the Barstool gets lovey-dovey with.
What?
You stupid motherfuckers!
What is
And you
Why
know-
is he
Why
flashing out?
What happened? What when you walked off a screen just now, what happened?
It's a reasonable question. You guys were talking about Luke Combs and Eric Church and all these country music
Sam
stars.
Hunt.
I don't listen to country music now because it sucks. But there's a guy named Hardy that Marty Mush is close to and that Foreplay played with. And he's a country music star and he was wearing Mississippi State gear.
Hardy?
I don't know who he is.
I don't know who Hardy is. Should I know who that is?
I don't know who that is. There's someone. No, so I'm wrong about Eric Church, but there's another blonde country singer that played like with Caleb. Fuck.
Morgan Wallen?
No, he's too teeny for football.
Cole Swindle?
Cole Swindell.
I'm pretty sure.
Who the fuck is Hardy?
No, Cole Swindell went to Georgia Southern. All
Can
right.
somebody look up Hardy? Or do we know if this person's real?
I don't care about it Hardy anymore.
Okay.
All right, Kayce,
All right.
you go.
Okay. This is a rookie in the NFL. And as a true freshman, he lit up his team in the Big Ten. And then he was named the Big Ten Defensive Back of the Year in 2019 for a team that was on quite the rise.
It's Antoine Winfield, yeah.
Yep,
But
safety.
why do you keep doing yours as guessing games when the rest of us
No. I was going to say his name. You just jumped in front of me. My theme was Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Also, it's not Eric Church. It's Chase Rice.
Chase Rice.
There we go.
All the
I
country
knew it was someone
singers.
from The Bachelorette, Victoria. So.
Who's Hardy? I don't know.
I will round this out with potentially. Let's see if you can guess this one. USC quarterback from the mid 2000s and 2010s, like the last or the 21st century, I should have just said, who didn't have a lot of hype. Great name though.
Well, Matt Barkley had a whole bunch of hype. So did
Yep.
Mark Sanchez.
Great name.
Who's the guy in between them? It's a guy in between them. It
Carson
was,
had a lot.
Yeah, Matt Leinart had a lot.
Matt Leinart. Sam Darnold had a lot.
I don't know. Who is it?
John David Booty.
John David Booty. All-time
I
name.
thought he had hype when he was. Didn't he go to LSU first and transfer? out
He
there?
might have actually
Or
had hype. I actually think now that I'm looking back on it, he may have been one of the most highest rated recruits.
No. That was Josh Booty. Josh Booty was the hugely hyped one.
Okay.
John David Booty was behind him. That Booty behind him. Yeah.
Mhm.
So
He was also, when we did the all-time name list, John David Booty.
So, yep. And I did Pac-12 players this week.
Oh, that was your theme.
Yeah.
My theme was Tampa Bay Buccaneers, so not Tom Brady. Brandon.
all right. Anything else?
I don't know.
Don't think so.
By the way, Roughness, you can go to our Facebook and you can go to our Twitter and please pass
YouTube.
along your ideas for what we can do. And we're on YouTube now, so holler at your boy.
Subscribe,
Yeah.
watch. Also, I've learned, and we're not saying any names or anything, but I have learned that the Unnecessary Roughness Facebook group has become quite a dating app.
Oh, what?
I'm in there daily and I haven't even seen that. I don't
Well,
know.
I mean, you take it to the DMs, Katie.
Hey,
Congrats if you're out there.
I'm just
Go,
saying,
like-
hey, we're making love happen here.
yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, no. Don't say it like that. Jeez.
Oh,
It's
Brandon.
nobody. It's none of us. I
No,
want to make that clear.
obviously,
Yeah.
Jack, that would be a conflict of interest.
All
We're
right, I gotta
basically
report.
we're the Chris Harrisons of the Unnecessary Roughness group. Oh gosh, your kids are
All
going
right.
nuts.
My kids and dog have reached their limit. I can't go anymore, so we got to end the podcast.
All right,
Okay.
we're ending.
All right, Brandon, we miss you very much. Hope your vacation's nice. Go lay out on the beach.
I'm in New Jersey. Thank you for listening. This is Unnecessary Roughness.